Go finish the game. I'll finish y'all do what y'all do. Let's go. But at the end of the day, we're going to win as a team. We're going to dominate as a team. Titans on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, this is our house. This is our house, yo.
Keith Bullock, a great player out of Syracuse, 29. There's no 30-year-old player on the entire defense for this Titan team. Here's Maronia, one of the players he talked about, saying that he's got bad ribs, doesn't really want to run, and they felt that the team wouldn't play hard from New England because they've already clinched their playoff spot.
Well, as you see this rain come down, and it isn't sideways rain like you see in a lot of places. This is straight down, big old drops kind of rain, and that's going to put a huge premium on the running game, and it's also going to put a huge premium on footing if you're a defender, because it's only going to take one slip, and a guy like Lawrence Maroney is waiting for somebody to slip, and when they do, he can go the distance.
Got 8 yards on first down. Brady underneath to Troy Brown, and he's tackled immediately, not until he had picked up the first down at the 39. Lamont Thompson made the tackle. He can kind of match up with Maroney. I think he wins in the hair call.
Oh, he's got him by about a foot.
That's a mop, isn't it? I'm jealous. I mean, hey. Why is it somebody gets all that and I get so little?
You wouldn't have quite the same look, though.
Follicle deprived.
It'll be your own version of oh my.
Handoff to Kite on the reverse end around, and he's inside the 30 and down to the 26-25-yard line. Kelvin Kite just activated a couple of weeks ago from Florida. Vanden Bosch trailed the play and made the tackle, but not until a sizable gain on first down of about 8 more.
You got a defense that wants to be aggressive. What do? Well, they've run screens, they've run draws, they're trying to do the things that keep them off balance. And Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, right now have the Titans on their heels a little bit.
2nd and 2, and Corey Dillon returns to the backfield. And it's Dillon, runs into his own blocker, and then runs over a couple of Titans down to the 22 and a first down. Well, last week when New England visited Jacksonville, here's the hit coming up that put a scare into Patriot fans. Tom Brady struck hard by Jacksonville linebacker Clint Ingram in the 4th quarter. He told us last night in his professional career he's never felt more pain than on that hit.
That was a head down spear job by Clint Ingram.
First down, Brady and the Patriots, 3-all, and it's Dillon. Big hole, 10. Dillon at the 5. Dillon to the goal line, touchdown. He doesn't appear to be running that fast, but no one could catch him again. David Thornton, the linebacker, trailing all the way, couldn't get his mitts on him until Dillon was at the goal line and into the end zone.
Neil, Cashier, and Graham do a nice job, as does Thomas, 86, the young rookie out of Texas. But look at that, Heath Evans gets that nice block into the mug of the DB there, and that's just good physical football. And that's defenders being blocking dummies. No one got off a block. No one got close to getting off a block.
21 yards on the run by Dillon, his 38th touchdown as a Patriot in just 43 games. How productive he's been since migrating from Cincinnati. Here's Gostkowski to try the extra point. Of course, Adam Vinatieri, the longtime fixture at that position in Patriot Super Bowl years. Gostkowski taking over this season. Oh, and it's blocked. And perhaps knowing that he had trouble in practice, Gostkowski took a little more time, being careful not to slip, and that allowed, maybe it was Tony Brown or a couple of hands in there to flat it away.
Right up there in the middle. It's chop, chop, pop. And the chop, chop works out fine, but the pop part with Albert Hainsworth and Tony Brown in the middle doesn't work out.
It was Tony Brown with the block, but Dillon has given the Patriots the lead.
Anybody found it?
No.
No.
No. I got it.
We could get organized up to number 1.
Yeah.
Get started at the Home Depot. With simple, innovative solutions and smart designs, you can organize your life without messing up your budget. Only at the Home Depot.
You can do it. We can help.
So Tony Brown telling his teammates how he got the job done, reaching high to deny the extra point. Corey Dillon, meanwhile, with his 81st rushing touchdown in his outstanding career. 47-yard drive in just 5 plays, and total, counting his receptions for touchdown, Dillon with 87 total scores. Go 9-3 the score as Adam Pac-Man Jones stands at the goal line. Gostowski's kick short this time, and it bounces in front of Jones. Just does field it. Well, he is clever. He's across the 30 to the 33, as Coach Belichick indicated, one of the toughest men to tackle in the league.
Good coordination blocking wise. You got a block, you got down, you've got down, kick out, and then fullback Heath Evans coming through and getting himself a kick out. This is exactly how you draw up on a chalkboard. And when the defenders are on that chalkboard and they can't move, they have something in common with the guys in the field just now. They didn't move either, and they were just manned up. And Corey Dillon's just flat too explosive. Don't be fooled that this guy's lost much off his fastball. He didn't exactly have a Nolan Ryan to start with, but he can still move it around pretty good.
And, you know, his build and his running style is ideal for a field condition like this, isn't it?
Oh, it's perfect. That's why he'd love to run it late in the season on that old field at Gillette so well.
On first down, Young steps up. There's that little sidearm throw. And of course, during the collegiate years and during the draft process, some speculating as whether or not Young had the kind of throwing style that would allow him to fully succeed in the league.
And, you know, part of him might have been right. You know, there was a good observation. He does have a sidearm, drop arm kind of a motion, but none of those people could teach him how to win. He does that. That's an innate ability. This is a critical offseason for Vince Young. He's got to take the step. He's got to work with his wide receivers. They need to get him a big play wide receiver here. And he's got to become a real pro quarterback. If he can be one of the best to play the game.
Meanwhile, he's got those great legs that have produced some big yards. There's a flag before the snap and a false start against the Titans.
But that innate ability is only going to take you so far, Dave.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Some would argue that Vince Young should get a lot of votes for Rookie of the Year in the NFL. Here are the top candidates: Young, Reggie Bush, his teammate Colston, and Adai of Indianapolis.
He's Roy right there, number 1, Vince Young. That is your Rookie of the Year. But that innate ability, that great ability, he's got to take it to the next level. He'll hear a lot of, well, you just got to be you. Well, when you get out in the open, yeah, that's true. But to run an offense the right way, you've got to learn how to be a pro.
On 2nd and 15. Young loses the ball in a scramble at the 25, and the Patriots say they can have the ball, and they do. It's Roosevelt Colvin who comes up with the ball as Young didn't see the pressure from behind, had it stripped and knocked forward right into the arms of Colvin.
One of the goals of this defense is to do this. They want to pressure from the outside, pinch on Vince Young, and don't let him scramble out of the pocket. Well, they got the pinch working pretty good, but it was that face pressure right there by Green, Jarvis Green, getting there stripping the ball.
And it was Green last week at Jacksonville, late in the game, final minutes, was able to strip Garrard, and that preserved the victory, very important victory, and the AFC Eastern title for New England. So Brady and company try to take advantage. Lawrence Maroney in the backfield with him from the 24-yard line. Fake to Maroney, the quick screen pass left to Chad Jackson, the wide receiver, and he's hit immediately by Cortland Finnegan, the rookie from Samford. So here again, the Tennessee situation. It doesn't matter about Pittsburgh, Kansas City, San Francisco if they can help out. First job is to beat New England today, and the Titans trail 9-3, and on that turnover, how many more might the Patriots get?
Well, you saw how fired up Bullock and this defense was before the game. Well, Jeff Fisher's football team right now, defensive football team, has to not only to stop Brady, but try to get a turnover.
No gain on the flanker screen to Jackson. Here's Maroney. Sprinting forward and tough to tackle to the 15, and looks to have the first down as we go to James Brown in New York.
All right, Dick and Randy, let's take a look here at the Detroit Lions trying to do their part here. John Kitna hooking up with Roy Williams right at the edge. It is definitely ruled as a touchdown. 13-0 Detroit. If Dallas loses, Philly wins the East. Back to Dick and Randy.
Oh, that's a stunning score. 13-0 Lions in Dallas. And if Dallas should lose, that would make it easy for the Eagles. Their game would be insignificant. They'd have the NFC Eastern title.
Well, Bill Parcells had gray hair to start with, but having to coach this group of Cowboys has got to really be driving him nuts.
You just kind of you picture them all on horses out on the range, and Bill trying to gather them in. Come on, we got to get back to the corral.
You'd want to say horses because they're the Cowboys, but it's more like herding cats.
You saw just about a foot short of a first down. Maroney stays in. Third down. Maroney hitting the backfield, but he ducks under the pressure and able to submarine his way to a first down inside the 15-yard line as the final seconds tick away here in the opening quarter.
Dick, there's a good example. Albert Hainsworth was in the backfield, should have had him, didn't have the intensity to make the tackle.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. New England 9, Tennessee 3. We'll return to Music City, USA after these messages.
Boy, is my cholesterol out of whack. The doctor says with my medical history, my bad cholesterol needs to be lowered, and he wants my good cholesterol up. So he put me on Crestor. Crestor, along with diet, can lower the bad cholesterol. It can also raise the good. Crestor helps get my cholesterol in line with what my doctor wants. That's more like it. Is Crestor right for you? Well, ask your doctor. Mine said Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. And simple blood tests can check for liver problems. He also said to tell him about other medicines I'm taking, or if I have muscle pain or weakness. That could be a sign of serious side effects. Down with the bad, up with the good. How's your cholesterol? Crestor helps get your cholesterol right.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Rain continues to fall heavier than ever now here at the Coliseum in downtown Nashville. And for the New England Patriots, boy, they're as good as any. That correlation between turnover differential and winning games. And Patriots with the first turnover, and they're 35-0 in the last 35 games with the advantage. Brady underneath, completes it to Maroney, breaks a tackle, and then a crowd of Titans bring him down at the 12-yard line.
When you get kind of slimy like this, it's kind of like the old county fair. You're greasing up a watermelon or greasing up a pig, or the old, have them go up a telephone pole they've greased. I mean, you really have to get a grab on these guys. And we've already seen, numerous defenders on both sides of the ball just sort of grasp at running backs. And Maroney's too strong. We talk about how fast he is, but he's also plenty strong, just like Henry, just like Dillon.
On second down, short 9. Give it to Maroney. A draw out of the shotgun, and he's able to move inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, maybe closer to the 7. There's the situation in the NFC with your division leaders. Chicago, New Orleans have clinched. Philadelphia about to, if Detroit keeps going at Dallas, and Seattle is the division leader. Giants with a win last night. That's huge. Throw is incomplete, but there were too many men on the field for the Tennessee Titans. They had 12 men on the field. Whether or not that was seen, we'll soon find out. And Jeff Fisher jumping onto the field to exercise his position.
Well, Starks was trying to get off the field, number 90, and he was well on the field still by the time they threw that ball was snapped.
There was a substitution on the play by the offense. Therefore, by rule, there is no foul, there is no play. New England is to be warned against substituting and quickly snapping the ball to catch the defense with 12 people. We will replay third down, no foul.
Great explanation again by Ed Hockley, because you need to give the other team an opportunity to react to your substitution. And when you've got one guy going in this way, you've got to give equal time for this guy to get off the field. That guy was Starks. and there wasn't enough time to get the second guy off the field.
And Jabbar Gaffney was the man that Bill Belichick sent on as the wide receiver, and he was the receiver on the play that becomes no play. So in essence, it does give the Patriots another chance at third down. If the play had held, it was incomplete, and the field goal unit would be out there. They spot the ball at the 8-yard line.
And this isn't a star-studded group of receivers for New England, but Tom Brady makes them so dangerous.
Well, they all get their chance. 11 different players with touchdowns on receptions. 3rd and 4. Brady to the end zone. Too tall. Riche Caldwell, the intended receiver. Ball seemed to slip out of Brady's hand.
It's going to be a little slimy. I don't care how many times our officials cover the ball. When it gets down on the ground, that slimy side is slapping up into the quarterback's hand, and that's just about a Freckles bit of mud getting into the quarterback's hand and making that ball sail a little bit out of bounds.
26-yard attempt by Gostkowski. Made good from 27 earlier. And he knocks it through. So out of the turnover, Jeff Fisher's team see another 3 against them. 12-3 New England.
Dodge Ram, the longest lasting, most durable line of full-size pickups.
You are killing me, Berkwood.
Hey, take the secret shortcut.
Never heard of the secret shortcut.
Because it's a secret, Ham. Take it.
Not bad, Berkwood. You ever taken this trail, Berkwood?
Once, including now.
Now would be a good time to have accident forgiveness.
Not too bad.
Or new car replacement. Your choice auto insurance, only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
Well, the Patriots with a 12-3 lead. There's a Pac-Man fan. I wonder if he drinks a lot of milk. That's how Adam got his nickname, Pac-Man, as his family said the way you slug down that milk, it's like a Pac-Man chewing up those quarts in the refrigerator. There he is. Dangerous 3 return touchdowns this year. This kick with the wind at the back sends Jones to the 4. Looking for a crease. Oh, down he goes like a outfielder sliding on a hook slide into second base. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern, folks, 2 collegiate offensive powerhouses collide. Steve Slayton and the West Virginia Mountaineers face All-American Calvin Johnson and the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. The Toyota Gator Bowl tomorrow at 1 Eastern here on CBS.
One thing to be a real factor here pretty quick for Pac-Man Jones and anybody else handling the ball is this sodded area in between the numbers is starting to crease up pretty good. They're going to have guys falling all over the place.
The throw and wide open is Drew Bennett at the 48 and knocked out of bounds inside the 50. Artrell Hawkins on the coverage, but he found a big open spot, did Drew Bennett, and Young with a strike on the sidelines.
Well, this is kind of an answer for all you out there that don't think Vince Young reads defenses. That's just flipping the ball out because he's got a wide open receiver. You don't need to read defenses to notice that maybe somebody's made a mistake on the defensive side of the ball. A good reaction by both Bennett and Young, taking advantage of that play.
Trailing now 12-3. A blocked extra point if you're just joining us, counting for the unusual score. And it's Travis Henry to the 46, 2nd down and 8. Lots happening around the NFL, JB.
Dallas trying to help its own cause. Dick Enberg, take a look here. They go to the ground attack. Marion Barber, 14th rushing touchdown of the season. That a 1-yarder, narrowing the gap with the Lions, 13-7. Dick Enberg, Randy Cross.
All right, James, and you can imagine Bill Parcells was not at all pleased with that early 13-0 deficit, and Barber with the answer. He played that Minnesota with Maroney, the Patriots' brilliant rookie. Pass is complete. Bobby Wade, and he's inside the 40. They try to rip the ball away. Rodney Harrison down in the pile trying to free it up for the Patriots.
This could probably be third down. They're just a little bit short of the first down.
Wade, who's been a good pickup by Tennessee from Arizona, and a quick huddle, and often here Young will sneak it. Nope, he's going to give it to Henry, and Henry has more than a first down. Slams down to the 32-yard line. Travis Henry, the former Buffalo Bill. His nickname is Cheese because he's built like one of those big old blocks of cheese and tough to tackle at 5'9".
Dick, a terrible thing. I mean, if you're an NFL fan, you love an all-pro like Rodney Harrison, and Rodney Harrison on this play got hurt. He gets chop blocked by number 19. Bobby Wade comes in and hits him, and the Patriot players aren't real happy about what he did. He cut blocked him low, and it would appear that Rodney Harrison is hurt.
And the emotions have been inflamed from the very start of this game. There's been a lot of barking and pushing and shoving, and Bruschi was the sheriff after the injury. Like all the New England players, you know, so fond of Harrison, who just did get off the injury list. Let's hope this is not serious.
Nice work on these grilled stuffed Fritos, Pete.
Yeah, double beef fiesta salsa, delicious.
Super delicious. And only $1.99.
Only $1.99. This from the guy who claims he dated Carmen Electra.
And dumped Carmen Electra.
A liar.
I miss you. I miss us. Take me back. I love you.
It's true. Taco Bell's big, tasty grilled stuffed burrito with double the beef, 3 cheeses, and grilled to go.
I mean, seriously.
To get unbelievable taste for an unbelievable price, think outside the bun.
At the World Beer Cup, over 2,000 beers are judged from 540 breweries in 56 countries. And in 2006, one of those beers won gold for Best American Style Light Lager for the 4th time. In fact, Miller Lite's won more awards at the World Beer Cup than any other light beer. For award-winning taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, good call.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new thriller, The Hitcher, from the producers of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, in theaters January 19th. The Bristol-Myers Squibb Sanofi Pharmaceuticals partnership, and by Chevrolet, an American revolution.
We're back in Nashville, and Rodney Harrison attended. He did leave the field under his own power, but assisted. There's the man who blocked him, Bobby Wade. We'll take another look at it if we get a chance here.
But Dick, if you line up outside and you come inside, like on the defensive linemen or the linebackers or whatnot, you can't chop block. You can't cut block. If you're coming in here, you can't do it. But what Wade does is he blocks right here. That is not the illegal zone for the guy lined up inside. That's basically up the field. He puts his helmet right on his lower thigh area right there and flips Rodney Harrison up in the air. I think if you're a Patriot fan, you just have to hope that that contact didn't come when Harrison's knee was, or foot was fully planted in the ground, because that's when you can get hurt.
Travis Henry picks up the first down for Tennessee, and a flag before the snap.
It was Henry that moved.
Eager to
False start offense, number 20. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Henry needs 91 yards today for 1,200 for the season. That's quite a mark, because only 4 men have done it, would include Henry. Earl Campbell 5 times, Eddie George 5 times, Lorenzo White 1 time in franchise history, trying to join that list.
It's injuries like that to guys like Harrison is why in games like this that don't mean much to a team, people say, should you play anybody?
Young down the middle. Incomplete, intended for Brandon Jones. Second-year receiver from Oklahoma, trying to stretch that 6'1", 212-pound frame.
And Vince Young lays out his receiver pretty good. He doesn't necessarily have to throw it as high as he ends up throwing it, and he puts his guy and subjects him to a little bit of punishment. He'll learn eventually to place that thing in there a little bit more receiver friendly.
Ellis Hobbs took some punishment too from his teammate James Sanders. Artrell Hawkins and Sanders now the safeties with Harrison out. It's Henry burrowing his way inside the 35. And that'll bring up long yardage for Vin Chung.
Remember at the beginning of the game, Dick, we talked about it's very important for two things for New England to do is one, come out of here with momentum and playing pretty well. And so far so good. They're playing pretty good. You know, they really are. But the other part equally as important for Teddy Bruschi and Bill Belichick and everybody in this organization was to come out of here completely healthy. So if you're a Patriot and you're a Patriot fan, you've got to hope that there isn't much to that injury to Rodney Harrison.
3rd down 13. And Young from the shotgun. The throw is incomplete through the hands of Bennett, and that's a catch he'll make 10 out of 10 in good dry conditions, but you got to snap onto it a little quicker when it's wet.
An excellent job by Vince Young finding the proper receiver, putting it in the perfect place, and that's been a little bit of this season in a nutshell for this offense. There's been a lot of that. A ball bounces off a guy's hand, bounces off the pad, the ball's not caught. They just have not been that sharp. There's plenty to work on this offseason.
So the field goal would be about 51 yards. So Hendrick comes out to punt it into this rain, and they're kicking into the wind going this direction. Hendrick, who's got that knuckleball kick, and there it is, wobbling. And they'll let it fly, and look how dead it drops at the 8-yard line.
You don't associate bounce and swamp in the same sentence.
Hendrick will be putting for birdie.
Putting breaking news into the hands of 1 million readers a day, Carl is a formidable man. But he was no match for something smaller than a drop of ink. It KO'd Carl so fast he didn't know what hit him. It was a clot. Like Carl, if you've been hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or a certain type of heart attack, what doctors call ACS, chances are you've had a clot. But now, Carl's doctor is helping increase Carl's protection against heart attack or stroke by putting Carl on Plavix. Plavix, in combination with aspirin and other heart medicines, helps provide greater protection against heart attack or stroke than aspirin and other heart medicines alone by helping keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you shouldn't use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase. To minimize this risk, talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur.
Ask your doctor about Plavix today, because no matter how formidable you are, you're no match for a dangerous clot.
On our nation's highways, there is a man who preys on unsuspecting travelers.
You might give me a ride? Yeah, okay.
On January 19th, discover
Oh my God, it's him.
true terror. From the producers of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Stop, please.
I can't. The Hitcher. Rated R. Starts January 19th everywhere.
Back at LP Field in Nashville, coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JV and company. Lots to report, the scores and highlights and playoff implications upcoming on the Sprint Halftime Report. Patriots with the lead, 12-3, take over at their 9-yard line, and the rain continues to fall as predicted. Brady to the sidelines. It's caught but out of bounds. Riche Caldwell. It's an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, this was a very good call by the official, because the ball just tends to kind of swing wide, just barely wide. Possession doesn't ever come on the catch, and even if he would have caught it at the end where it looked like he may be coming into possession, he'd have been about squatting on the ground by the time it did come into his possession.
Again, Brady was so accurate, and coaches around the league always commenting on maybe the most accurate passer in the NFL, and yet having trouble under these conditions today, and maybe that sore shoulder. This one's on the money to Caldwell, almost the same play, and out of bounds at the 16-yard line, short of the 1st down. Well, Rodney Harrison, as they attend to him, they say it's a leg injury, doubtful he'll return. Injured his right shoulder while trying to tackle Marvin Harrison back earlier in the season, and the Patriots lost to the Colts in Week 9. The injury sidelined Harrison for 6 games, returning last week.
And he was trying to rehab and come back from a knee injury last year this season. So it's been a challenge here the last 2 years for Rodney Harrison.
Immensely popular with his teammates, and of course immensely productive on that defense. That would be a huge loss going into the playoffs. Brady on 3rd down. Lots of time. Now has to throw it away. Good coverage by the Tennessee defense. Oh, flag down in the end zone as Brady, as he threw the ball, was hit by Kyle Vanden Bosch, and a flag down.
He's obviously giving himself up and throwing it away. You just can't hit him late. It was Starks and Vanden Bosch in that area.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, tackling the quarterback below the knee. Penalty, automatic first down. The foul was on number 93.
So instead of having to kick on 4th down from inside their 10, the personal foul and a first down. Vanden Bosch down too low.
Down low, trying to grab those legs, and you cannot go late at a quarterback. Well, basically, folks, you can hit him from the belt buckle to the upper part of his numbers, and that's it. If you hit a quarterback anywhere else, you're going to get a flag.
And even though he was not wrapped up and Brady quickly skipping out of the tackle, that's the way they're going to call it.
It's a flag for intent. Don't go low. And they all know it. Every defender knows it.
Fans, of course, unhappy here in Nashville. So first down on the penalty out to the 31. And there's the pitch back. And the throw downfield complete to the 47-yard line as Riche Caldwell coming back to cradle the ball.
Wow, how about a little patience there in execution? You know, last night, Matt Stafford from the University of Georgia had a great play fake where he held the ball forever. Corey Dillon held the ball forever. Looked like he was reading the defense down the field before he turned around and flipped it to Brady.
Well, Dillon's so confident that he's not going to be knocked down by the first hit anyway. Maroney now in to replace him. First down, New England at their own 47. 8:50 left in the first half. Maroney. And it's a spirited tackling group for these Titans, and Lamont Thompson leading the charge. And there's some more extracurricular.
Here comes the flag down.
Well, these two teams are playing angry, and that does not bode well for the possibilities of injury. And that's, I think, what concerns both Jeff Fisher and especially Bill Belichick coming into the game, with Belichick having much less to gain by victory today than Fisher might if his team should come away with a win.
Patriots think they're getting cheap shots, and Tennessee's not going to let up.
Well, you heard Bullock and his spirited let's go get them. If they don't want to play, they think this regular season's over. They got everything locked up. And of course, that's been the theme here.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness offense, number 80. 15-yard penalty. It's 2nd down. The down count.
The veteran Troy Brown stepping up, but gets the 15 yards.
That's Troy Brown right there, getting a little bit of a tussle with Cortland Finnegan, which drew that flag. And it's typical. It's week 17. You know, Tennessee is in their formula. They still have a chance. It still means something to them. New England doesn't have quite the meaning. You had the chippy shots. You know, Mawai took a couple shots, and they had little chippy fights. And then Jeff Fisher's offense blocked Rodney Harrison low. It wasn't a cheap shot. It wasn't an illegal block, but would appear to have injured him. And now neither side is real happy.
It's not a Pat the Fanny kind of let's just go out and finish the season.
No, this isn't the Pro Bowl.
No.
No.
Well, this crowd awakened by the activity. 2nd down and 26. I do not know what the huddle is here, and Huckley has called in all of his officials at the 30-yard line.
It's got to be some sort of a spot of the ball and coordination with the clock.
8:37 showing here in the 2nd quarter. Corey Dillon. Shotgun. Sellout crowd in Nashville trying to help the defense. Brady underneath, complete to the tight end Daniel Graham, and boy, there's some ferocious hitting by these Titans. They are not holding up a bit, and Keith Bullock leading the charge.
Well, they're tackling like they're still in it. What do you know? And you look at their formula, you know, they need a Cincinnati loss, and Pittsburgh is leading.
And they need a Kansas City defeat of Jacksonville, and they're getting it there. And then they still need a Denver loss at home against San Francisco. But stranger things have happened, as you folks well know, especially up there in Pittsburgh, where everyone counted out the Steelers going into December, and they wind up carrying the Super Bowl